Hello and welcome again, guys and girls, to another edition of Double Jump Gaming News. I am your host, Will, and I'm just going to take a look at a few games from my past. Now, I know everyone is really excited at the moment about the pending Nintendo Direct, which is going to be exciting. Only a couple of days now, 48 hours. I'm filming this on Tuesday, so yeah, it's not far away. Cannot wait. But I thought in the meantime, before we kind of get to grips with that, and I'll be discussing that, obviously going through my highlights, lowlights if there are any, and yeah, go through it at a time. So yeah, I was going to go through my top 10 games. Now, this isn't in any specific order. I did try and put this in an order, but I just couldn't do it. I've been racking my brains over the past few days. They're all great. In my mind, they're all great. If there's anything on there I've missed or that you think should be in there, obviously let me know in the comments. But these are just a few games from my past that I absolutely adore. I've got some great memories, so I just wanted to go through them with you. The first game on the list is Command & Conquer, the original Command & Conquer on the PC back in the day. Now, it did come with Red Alert as well later on, which was amazing, so great. But Command & Conquer for me was just incredible. I remember my friend having it on PC. We used to play it constantly. It was so good. At the time, it was just an eye-opener, that kind of like strategy sort of game. It was great. Really one of my first real looks into like PC gaming. Never really been a big PC gamer, but yeah, I loved that. We had hours and hours of fun with that. He was so good as well. I never remember myself being very good at that, but yeah, he was brilliant. He was brilliant. Next one, which is a bit of an odd one, you might agree, you might disagree, but is Pikmin. The first Pikmin that came out on the GameCube. I think I got that when I got my GameCube on launch day, and I loved it. It's just such like a cute little game, easy to play as well. Anyone can play Pikmin. You can pick it up, you can play it. But just such a great little game. That's so pretty at the time. Even now, it's got great playability. It still stands up to this day. And just another, I think, another example of Shigeru Miyamoto and just how good he is. His mind is just like, it's like the mind of a child. I know a lot of his stuff he says, stems from his childhood and like playing the garden, that kind of thing. You can really see it in Pikmin. It's a fantastic little game. If you haven't played it, give it a go. It's great. So the next one I might want to move on to, which countless hours of my life played this game, still play it now actually, is Streets of Rage 2, which I had on the Mega Drive, and once again, me and you'll find a lot of these games I will mention Josh from Josh Ball Games, because a lot of my childhood was spent with him growing up, and we were massive gamers at the time, still are, obviously, and we're not married or anything, not right now, but anyway, so yeah, Streets of Rage 2, brilliant. Oh my god, I don't know how many times we played that game over and over and over. Just amazing. I don't know how many times we completed it. We probably used to complete it about 3 or 4 times on a daily basis, but it's so much fun, so much fun. We'd always get stuck on the last level, like the boss and stuff, the final boss, but it was great. It was so good. And the new one coming out, so if you haven't heard about that, check that out. I haven't actually got any links or anything for it, but I cannot wait. Cannot wait for Streets of Rage 3. Well, it says Streets of Rage 3, there was a Streets of Rage 3, this is just kind of like a remake of a Streets of Rage, but done really well. The art style is incredible, so good. So the next one I wanted to move on to, which is another odd one probably, but for me, and at that time, must have been about 14, 15, was a huge one. It was WWF No Mercy on the N64. Oh my god, days, nights, weeks, months playing that game. Mainly I think the hours were spent creating characters. Once again, me and Josh, Josh again, we would spend ages creating our characters, our perfect characters, the way we wanted them to be, the way we wanted them to fight. So much playability. I've still got it now, still got my original copy on the N64 that I had back in the day, still works. Just such a good laugh, such a good laugh. We were incredible. In our heyday, we used to be able to whip anyone. We were so good as a tag team. We were incredible. Once again, if you haven't checked that game out, you own an N64 even if you don't own one, go out, pick one up and play No Mercy. It's so good. With a group of friends, you get 4 people around having like a ladder match. awesome game, awesome. Moving on from that, as you'll notice in this, there's kind of like, I try to keep one game in each franchise. There are a few of these games, but there are other ones, but try to keep a bit of variety here. So the other game is Halo Combat Evolved. Now at the time I didn't actually get an Xbox, didn't get one for years until after the Xbox came out, but one of my friends got it, I think it was on launch, and obviously with Halo, and that was incredible. I mean, the graphic capability for one was insane, but just the free roaming, the thing that blew my mind was you could get into the vehicle, you could just run around, jump in a vehicle, drive for a bit, jump out again. Insane. It's such a good game, such a good game. Obviously it's had its moment in the sun a little bit. You know, it has kind of died down recently, but who knows? You know, hopefully with something new, it can get back to what it was, which is truly just an insane game. So yeah, brilliant. Loved Halo. Moving on from Halo, something a little bit different was Resident Evil 2. A great game that just captured me in so many ways, got me into horror as a genre, got me into zombies as a genre, films, books, comic book, graphic novels, the whole shebang, still into it now. But yeah, Resident Evil 2, originally on the PlayStation. My friend got it, we were pretty young at the time, as I say, we were mainly sort of playing on PCs at the time, just because every house kind of had a PC. We played like StarCraft, Tiberian Sun, all of that. But he had a demo. I don't think he can anymore, but he had a demo of it on a disc that he got off a magazine, PlayStation magazine, of Resident Evil 2. It was like 10 minutes long, and that was just it. Whoa! It terrified me, but I loved it so much. I always vowed when I got a PlayStation, when I had my own one day, I was an N64 gamer, but I vowed when I got one, that would be the game I played. Recently, I then bought it on PlayStation, N64, and I could get it on. And still to this day, I own a lot of the Resident Evils. It's just so good. The story, I know it's gone a little bit from time to time, but the story as a whole has been great, you know, and I love it, love it. Even the films, I know they get a bad rap, but I've seen them all, I love them, and if it says Resident Evil, I will play it. I have yet to play the new one, but I will get around to that at some point, I'm sure. So, slightly different once again, but another great one for me, GoldenEye. Bloody love GoldenEye. It's just incredible. Another great one to get all your friends around, have a good laugh. And once again, the first time, apart from playing Doom when I was a bit younger, the first time I really played a shoot 'em up in that way. I think for a lot of people that applies, but just an amazing game. Obviously being odd job, going around in circles and then getting in the box sealing up and no one can find you in multiplayer. Little memories and little things like that, just they stick with you forever. They really, really do. So yeah, another wonderful game. My top three, now this was tough, and I say this isn't in order, but it kind of is in order. Now number 3 was Mario 64. I mentioned before that this was sort of, N64 was the first console that I had at home, my own console, and Super Mario I did get with that. There are better Marios, I think, this is just my personal opinion, don't shoot me for this. But I loved Super Mario, I did love Super Mario. I expect you're all guessing what's going to beat that, but a fantastic game. And yeah, just loved it. You know, it opened my eyes to gaming as a whole, playing at home, and I still play it now. I play it now on the Wii U, my daughter plays it a lot, and it's just great. It's Mario at the end of the day, and it really reinvented the genre. I don't think, since that point, I don't even think Odyssey has really reinvented Mario. It's just kind of taken, you know, obviously the old concept and taken it a different way or a different direction, but it hasn't reinvented it in the way Mario 64 did. I think it will be a while before we see that again. So what beat Mario? So number 2 in the list is Banjo-Kazooie. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for that, but honestly, I just think for me, it was an easier game to play, if that makes sense. Mario was tough. Mario 64 was tough, and at a young age, it kind of like, it annoyed me. You know, I'd turn Mario off, I'd put Turok in, and I'd play Turok, because I knew I could just go around and kill myself. But I think that's just me being biased, and being a youngster. Obviously now I realise, you know, I can get things done, and I know how to sort of work things out myself. Back in the day, you'd have to go through like a guide to see how to get things done. You can just Google it. So yeah, Banjo-Kazooie. I just love the fact, you know, you were the bird and the bear, and you had different attributes and moves you could do. The story was brilliant. It was so playful, bright, colourful. The music, the soundtrack to that is insane. Just a brilliant game. Banjo-Tooie was okay, but it would never get me like Banjo-Kazooie did. Obviously, Rare, you know, we all know what happened there, but since that, obviously Ukulele now, which I played a bit of, I haven't played a lot of it, but God, it took me back. It really, really took me back. So yeah, Banjo-Kazooie number 2, and lastly, the big one, drum roll, is Zelda, Ocarina of Time. I know I've mentioned it before, I know I'm boring you, but yeah, it has to be Ocarina of Time. An insane game. It's so good. It's so good. I'm actually going through it again now as we speak. I'm playing it at home on my Wii U. I love it. I know how to do everything. You know, I know how to get everything, but it's so good. And it's lovely seeing like my daughter play it as well. She's playing through it at the moment. And she played Minish Cap, but couldn't really get it. So she's playing Ocarina of Time, and she understands it. You know, the fact that she can walk around, she can ride a horse, she can go and collect things. She doesn't have to follow the story. She can just have fun, just jumping around. You know, and it seems like such a unique concept at the time to be able to do that. Yes, there is a story, and there's a fantastic story there, but the fact that you can, you know, your kids can sit there and play it and really get to grips with it and enjoy it. It's a wonderful, wonderful game. I doubt there are as many of you out there that hasn't played it, but if you haven't, once again, pick Ocarina of Time up. It is insane. Undoubtedly, for me, my #1 game of all time. Now, Breath of the Wild was a close one. It was very, very close. I just think, once again, for me, Ocarina of Time just got it because the magic of being a kid. That's what really got it for me. I'm playing that game, and once again, it reinvented the genre. It reinvented Zelda. It really, really did. I think Breath of the Wild has done that. Don't get me wrong, but as I said, I think just being a kid, the reminiscing of that game, it just really, that is a winner for me. So yeah, just my top 10. Top 10 games for me of all time. I'll go into other genres at some stage. I'll probably do top 10 Nintendo games, top 10 Sega games, but just something I thought I'd give you a little something in for the time being while we're waiting on the Direct, which is going to be fantastic. So that's Thursday, we're hoping. We will probably find out more in the next 24 hours, but obviously I'll keep you guys updated. So yeah, thank you once again, guys and girls. Really appreciate you taking the time out to watch my video. I will leave a link in the description below if you want to go and check out my friend Josh. He is at Josh Paul Games, but I will leave that down below, so have a look. Great guy, great guy. And yeah, if you've liked the video, obviously click that like button. Please click subscribe as well if you haven't already. It would mean the world to me. Leave a comment. Please let me know, what's your top 10? What's your top 10 best games? Are any of mine awful? If they are, let me know. I'd love to know why they're awful. Tell me. And obviously ding that notification bell on the way down as well, so you are notified every time my videos go live on YouTube. Once again, thank you very much for your time, guys. All the best to you. Take care. Bye-bye.